Hi everybody, it's Kathy from Huckleberry Herbs and Art. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for stopping by to see my video. And I do gardening and paper crafting, and once a month the Heartfelt Creations release. This one is for November of 2020 and it's the Dazzling Dahlia. So if you love Heartfelt for its flower making, this is a good one. It is all about the flowers, and dahlias are beautiful flowers. This is a very lacy, fluffy, those are the two words that came to mind when I first looked at it, collection. And here are some of the cards. There are all kinds of colors. There's colors that are still appropriate for the fall. The dahlias are just beautiful. Or do you say dahlia? And so here are some of the border strips, and that's what I mean by lacy and fluffy. These are really full looking flowers, and they're just wonderful for the eye, beautiful for the eye to view. And there's a lot of really lovely layout pages. So for example, this one is in the colors that you could use right now for the fall. If you got this quickly enough, I'm quite sure you could get some Thanksgiving cards made for people with it. The dahlias are in a reddish, hot colored orange, and then the orange tones mixed with some yellows and browns. And then, of course, with Heartfelt, right across the top, there's some lace drooping down. Very nicely textured as far as the different layers of colors and design. Here is another. Purples and oranges, great colors for this time of the year, but this will also, I think, take you into January and February card making, and of course any time for people who love flowers. And they've got those delicate little butterfly like bugs that are popping up throughout the images. So a whole bunch of cards that you can make on this side, and then another lovely layout page with some pinks and greens, always a good color combination, and a little bit of the purplish or violet tones coming. And there's a couple more of those little bugs. I don't know, they're not really butterflies. They're not, yeah, I would say that they're little butterflies. And another page of the tags. So these are perfect to make your gift cards to go with your presents, and they can have the tag hanging off the present, and then the card matches the tag, and just beautiful. And here you can stamp your own images and your own sentiments, along with maybe put some of the three-dimensional flowers that you make, and I'll show you the dies and the stamps in just a moment. Again, those oranges and those reds and purples, just beautiful. This one has a sort of greenish, tannish into the lighter colors, and I love this strip going up the side with that lacy, beautiful shape here. And then look, this almost looks like real lace, doesn't it? And then the beautiful dahlias and a little bit of butterfly mixed in there with those pretty leaves. And another layout page with a beautiful romantic looking frame around the edges. This would be a lovely one for some wedding pictures or some special springtime events, even if you want to get ahead. And maybe you have pictures from this past spring that you'd like to make a Christmas gift for somebody with. And this is beautiful with those dahlias on the corners, and then of course the dots and the layers and textures. A nice print with this geometrical shape or layer, geometrical layering, and then the dahlias in the center. Just pops off the page, doesn't it? Very beautiful. I love my purples, but all these colors are really nice, and they're pastels mixed in with these hot pops of colors. So pretty. And I love how these little flying insects are poking out all over the place on this layout page, almost shaped like a curtain on a stage. And there's scroll work up the side. There's gentle pinks into the light greens, little bits of more towards the oranges and yellows in the dahlias themselves, with that lace hanging out. Just beautiful. And this one, a purplish background with a bouquet shape with the dahlias in it. Great for backgrounds of cards, great for the insides of boxes you're doing. Another beautiful layout with a very romantic edge. This time, a purple dahlias mixed with a little bit of white, right? And they're almost like hydrangeas in some places. There's that lace, more versions of the lace edge. And then inside the frame, there's more of the white lace. I love how it pops off the page. It's subtle, but it's very seeable. And then you can see little lines of the flower shapes and the dots and the rough edge look that they've created in the background there. And on the other side of that, a nice symmetrical stripe with the pretty dahlias going up. Dahlias are very interesting flowers. Boy, they can come like the size of a dish, and the colors are extremely vivid, and they are tubers, so you plant them in the ground, you enjoy the flowers, and if you get out there at the right time and you put them away in a place where they can stay somewhat not completely dry but moist, not get frozen and defrosted over the winter, you can plant them back out there in a different spot or the same spot next year. So this is lovely. This is the page where you can just take your dies and cut these out and have three-dimensional flowers to put on your cards without having to go to the trouble of stamping and coloring and cutting and shaping right from the get-go. You got something to dig into. A little bit more of almost like a dotted pattern, the way they have this lined up, with the lace and a little sort of window or mirror frame around each of the dahlia pairs on this one. This is another one of the now see, doesn't this just pop out at you? I love how they have the violet colors mixed in with the reds, oranges, yellows, and a little bit of a pink tone here and there. And the leaves are just beautiful, very well shaded. I love this. So this is the size of the dies that you will get to make the master flower. And on the other side, a very nice, lovely light purple, not monotone as far as flat, but shading all throughout. And of course, if you take a close look at it, as usual with Heartfelt, you can see all the tones and textures and patterns running throughout. Here are some 6x6s and more cards, along with some little strips that you can cut out and make your sentiments with. Just stamp your sentiment in there. A peachy, more toned. I know it looks a little bit redder than it is in the video, but it's definitely more of a peacher, gentler red. And when you look close up, you can see those patterns, how they're all lined up with the little squares around them. Every single stitch accounted for. More 6x6s of the larger ones. A lime green version of some background paper, or some layering paper, or use it for, again, the inside of your box or your gifts. So you can even wrap certain kinds of gifts. You know, if they're shaped appropriately, you could wrap them in these. I love making those big fold out cards, those envelopes that you keep unfolding. Maybe some albums in your future while you're staying at home. We're all trying to stay safe and stay kind of centered towards home this winter. Lots of things could be done with these beautiful things to keep our minds off the troubles and woes of the day and create something beautiful so that we can send it out and cheer people up. This definitely has an October, November, Thanksgiving color tone to it. This orangey red with a little bit of yellow coming through, and then there's some polka dots and some patterns throughout there. Really pretty. That would make a great Thanksgiving background. And here is your tags page, and they have not written the sentiments inside these ones so that you can stamp your own. And of course you got these lovely stamps that you can cut out to use as layering on your cards or whatever you would like to use them for. So the Dahlia and Leaves stamp set, and this is the die set that goes with it. Helps you to create those beautiful leaves that they have going with this, and some nice Very vertical dahlias to put in your little bouquet on your flowers mix that you put on your cards or whatever. And here's the monster, here's the master, the Dazzling Dahlia. So this is the big one, and I'll show you. Look at how big those stamps are. Those are going to be fun, and if you have a harder time with some of the more intricate, smaller things, this might be the perfect set for you. And then of course the dies so that you can cut them out and create flowers like this. And then yay, this one has a shaping mold so that you can push it through the Big Shot or whatever machine you're using. And once you have stamped, colored, whatever you're going to do, maybe used one of the pieces in the paper pad, and you cut them out with your dies and you put them in your mold and you run it through the machine, and it's all ready to go. It's already somewhat shaped for you. So this is gorgeous. I love dahlias. I love the colors in this. I love the idea of spending some time this winter or right now. Seems like this would take you through the fall season, right through gift giving, and then cheer you up a little bit in the January, February months, making some flowers, thinking about your garden and what you're going to be putting in it. My garden has finally come to a pause. I took my last potatoes out the other day, and I'm getting my last greeneries now before the real heavy frost sets in. And my chickens are doing good and they're laying eggs, and I am very busy with it. Is first report card time, and with everything that's going on, school is very intense. It's intense to be a teacher, a student, a mom, a person these days. So I hope you're all doing well getting through these days. Hang in there, everybody. It's not forever. Nothing lasts forever. Even great things we wish could last forever. So certainly not the things that are unpleasant. So take good care of yourself, stay safe, stay healthy, and get through the holidays and the winter, and hopefully come spring we'll be looking at the more cheerful horizon, and you'll have your flowers in your hands while you're doing it. All right, everybody, till next time, don't forget to subscribe, say a little something in the comments, say hi. Nice to see all of you. Hopefully I'll get to do some card making, maybe Thanksgiving weekend especially. I have an album I have to make. There's a baby coming in the family. Take care, everybody. Till next time, this is Kathy from Huckleberry Herbs and Art. God bless.